Alright, everybody, I am back now with the Haves and the Have-Nots review. So let's get right into it. Picks up where you expect it to pick up, and it always picks up where it left off. Benny is, he's in trouble. This guy that came into the bar and found Vinny, just dead on the floor. He's holding a gun on Benny. He's like, this is, I'm alone. Your whole family is dead. And I'm like, Hannah's kids really do get her into some stuff. They really get her into some stuff. Hannah, she stays pretty much danger free on her own, but it's her kids who get her into some stuff, and now it's Benny's turn to put her in danger. So now, David and Erica. So they're having their little talk, going back and forth, the banter, and Erica's like, I've never been taken care of before. And David's all like, you deserve it. And I'm like, you don't know her. You don't know her to say that. And he didn't want to turn Veronica in to the fire department. He didn't want to do that. He said he didn't know who did it. I'm like, David, are you still trying to protect her? Why? I mean, she tried to kill you. She put your son in jail. She was ready to just let him go to prison. And all of that, and you are still trying to protect her. And, David's really dumb to a certain extent. Now, here's what was interesting about that scene. The firefighter, he's like, Erica, and she's all, she's like, oh, she's like, trying to, she's struggling for a way to play this off, and I believe it was something about her car that he had helped her with, something about her car he had helped her with. And so that is how that, it closed out like that, and he went on. So, but I was thinking there may have been something more than that, but we'll see. We'll see. So, Oscar is at the hotel, and he's looking for Candace, and he can't find her. He goes to her room that she had been in, and the maid says, well, she left a while ago. She left a while ago. And so Candace is across the way, and she's looking through the people, and she can see Oscar across the hall looking for her. So, just a second, sorry. Let me look at my notes. Okay, so now she has a conversation on the phone with Veronica. And Veronica wants to see her, and Candace is not in the mood for it. She says that she is drunk, and Veronica just she throws out her little idle threats at Candace, and Candace is like, not here for it. It's like, go to hell. And I mean, Candace is probably the one person that Veronica's tactics really don't work on. She really has met her match with Candace, if you can even really say that they are a match, because Candace just does not care. I mean, if she will do things and not care, she'll go up against anybody and just be fearless. So, now let's talk about Jim and Sarah. So he calls her on the phone, and he's calling her a little whore and everything, and wants her to come to the hotel room. And Jim is really doing too much. He's doing too much. I'm like, you're really gonna call the woman a whore? Come on, that's just wrong. So Catherine comes in, and she wants to talk about Wyatt, and she's saying that they can't cover up another murder for him and all of that. And you know how it goes with Jim and Catherine. They're always just yada yada yada, back and forth, yak yak yak. It's the same thing all the time. So Catherine doesn't know what to do, and once again, Jim allegedly has, is going to handle everything. And I say, yeah, last time you handled everything. We know what happened with Wyatt, and that's how he ended up getting the inheritance money and just binging on drugs again. So Candace and Veronica, they end up meeting up at the hotel, and she's all drunk, and she's asking Candace, how good is she? And she's talking about Erica, and Candace is like, oh, she's good. I trained her. I mean, that was just so hilarious to me that she she's so proud of having trained Erica, and I'm like, okay, so Candace could probably write a book and make some legit money if she just put her, her tips out there for people to read about, but whatever, she'd rather still. So Veronica, she's got all of David's information, his social security number, his mother's maiden name, and she wants to use it to hurt him. And Veronica clues Candace in on the fact that Erica is falling for David. Candace doesn't believe it at all, and I said, Candace, you better believe it, because it actually is true. Erica is falling for David, and they're just getting in really deep. And Candace, she's got her snarking. She's telling Veronica, you need to get laid. Veronica hits back, I already had your brother. And Candace is like, oh, no, because I want to hear that. And Candace is saying, I'll send you somebody. And Veronica's all, don't send any your ghetto friends to my house. And I'm like, if Candace sent RK over there, Veronica would have no problem. And in the previews, we see that's who is going to end up at Veronica's house. So, Melissa and Hannah, they have a little conversation. Basically, Hannah's just trying to give Melissa some tips on how to get herself together. Melissa says she had been studying law and engineering, so she's smart and she can do for herself. And Hannah's, kind of asked about the money, and she's like, that's not enough to do what I need to do. And I said, and it's not even your money. You lied to cover for bidding, but I digress on that. So, after they have their little conversation, here comes Derek again. And he's all being all pushy and like, I don't know what you did to me. And he's just all into her. He suggests, let's go to the beach and all of that. And Hannah's like, I don't know how long I've been gone to a beach, but alright. So after that, he gets done with Hannah on the phone. And here comes Veronica calling him. And she wants him to come over, and it's clear what she wants. Okay, so let's go over to the hotel and talk about, Candace is, let's just call her stable. And, RK and Rocky, they are angry at Candace, but she is just like, it is what it is, I'm going to let it go. She just is going to try to do her own thing. And so Rocky, he sees Oscar at the other side of the bar, and he just tells him everything. You know what? She got into that bank account. She took all that money. She needs to get what's coming to her. And I said, Candace, that's what you get for jipping people out of money. How hard is it to break somebody off a few, a stack of hundreds or whatever, a couple of stacks of hundred, a few stacks of hundred. Like I said, she could have, divided up, $1 million, $2 million between Gia, RK, and Rocky, and they probably would have been fine with that, But no, Candace has got to have all the money for herself, and that's what gets her in trouble. War. She got Warlock to help her, and she didn't pay him what she should have, and he went off, and her son died because of it. Okay, So let's get to Landon and Jeffrey. So he calls up Jeffrey and he's like, what do you do when you're, what do you do if you're in love with somebody and they're straight? And Jeffrey's like, I'm always gonna be into Wyatt, but I know that I'm not gonna be with him. So, and he just was rude to Landon. He just was like, you know what, I'm not doing this. Practically hung up on him, and I really don't think that Landon is in love with Charles. I think he's just like more in lust than anything. I mean, he'd probably be satisfied if Charles just, I don't know, if Charles just let him touch him for 2 seconds and Landon would be over it. But anyway, Jeffrey was so rude to him, and that's why I don't like Jeffrey because he wants to be treated, fairly and respectfully as a person, but then he doesn't really respect other people, and he gets on my nerves. So here comes the next scene, and it's Jim and Sarah. And this scene was just way too much for me. It just made me very uncomfortable. He's like, he just rips open her top. He's talking to her so disrespectful. And she's doing it. She gets down on her knees and is crawling. And he has threatened her. And she should be just like, you know what? Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. And if he doesn't have her on the inside to throw away evidence and do all that, he's got nobody. So he just go down, and him and Catherine would just go down, and he could say whatever he wanted about Sarah. But Sarah is so stupid, she's down on her knees crawling, and that made me so uncomfortable. I didn't like that scene at all. It was gross to me. So, Jeffrey gets a phone call from Wyatt. And Wyatt's talking crazy. I want my parents dead. They took my money. And Jeffrey's trying to talk him down. Okay. I'll come over. And cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Justin is over there in the bed. He was asleep, and then he's stirring. He's like, I want to come with you. Jeffrey's like, no, you don't need to come. Why not? And it's obvious why he doesn't need to come, because he's just going to start stuff. And Justin just goes full-blown crazy. He's like, you know what? What is it about him? I before I let him have you, I'll kill both of you. I'll kill all three of us. And that's how you know somebody's really crazy. If they threaten to kill you and themselves, crazy. And you see in the previews, he's going to put a gun on himself to his head and point a gun at Jeffrey. And I get this is at White's place, and it looked like Jeffrey called the mental health or something to come drag Wyatt off so he'd be committed. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how that's gonna play out. Or I don't know. I think it was Jeffrey because he was telling. But anyway, we'll find out what happens in that next week. So let's get back to Veronica. So Derek comes over to her place, and she had it under the guise, when she called him before, it was under the guise of a washing machine that was not working. But we knew what she really wanted, but evidently Derek didn't. So she has on her night clothes, and she's trying to get up on Derek, and he's not for it, and she says, I got you out of jail. You owe me. You have to pay for this somehow. And Derek's like, I don't want to do this. So I guess he really is into Hannah, because we know that he's been trying to get with Hannah, and it's just really charged up. So even if he is charged up, he didn't take it from Veronica. So I guess he really is into Hannah, although he's so creepy about it. And she says, all your secrets are going to be out, come out, all of them. And he's like, I might have respected you more if you tried to seduce me instead of blackmailing me. And he just goes on. He takes his toolbox and he goes on. Veronica just did not get what she wanted. And she's like, criminal ass. And I'm like, but you wanted that criminal to service you. Anyway. So let's get back to Jim and Sarah. They finished up and Sarah just looks so stupid for going along with this. He wants her to steal the bullets. They're in the evidence room. She says, I can't get in there. And he's like, well, if you do what you did to me, you'll get anywhere. And she's like, I think she said I can go to jail or something like that. And he's just like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care, And I said, Sarah, you just need to, you need to just let everything out. And then you'll be free of this fool. Okay, so now to the end of the episode. Benny, he's back. We're back with Benny. He's trying to get his phone out. The guy's like, don't move. And the guy, his hand is shaking. And I'm like, who are you? You must not be very skilled at doing this if your hand is shaking like this. And it was like, and so finally Benny just breaks loose and starts fighting the guy for the gun. And I'm like, okay, so if this guy gets shot, the gun goes off and shoots this guy, Benny's going to have a double homicide charge on him, because nobody knows what happened to Vinny, actually, who is actually responsible for Vinny's death. And if this guy ends up getting shot and killed, then Benny's going to be on a double homicide rap. And with Veronica out to get him, she'll find that out and she'll nail him for it. So that was the episode. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below and like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.